All right, well, let's get started. Welcome everybody to the collaborative call. My name is Stacy Peterson. As you probably all know, we have our call every single Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and we all come together to collaborate just to expand our knowledge and help each other grow. And so today I'm really excited about our guest. Our guest is Lynne Miller, and I've got to get to know Lynne a little bit over the past like maybe 2 months. She is part of EXP's marketing team, and she is one of the brains behind bringing Canva to EXP. And so her and I have got to talk some things Canva, and she is just such a great like listener and implementer. And if you need something, she is on it and really cares about the agents and our experience with Canva at EXP. And so she's going to get into it today, all about Canva and how we can best, utilize it and um, all of those things. So Lynne, thank you so much for coming, and I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, thanks, Stacy. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I'm your Director of Marketing Operations here, so responsible for the Canva partnership and the marketing services team, which creates all the things you see online, helps to provide all the great marketing platforms to you guys. What I'm going to walk you through today is like some general overview to the platform, but since we've got such a tight group, we can tailor it a little bit. So, show of hands, like who is in Canva already and using it? Amazing, amazing. Okay, great. So I can skip through some stuff, which is the like how to access it. And we'll get into some like design with me style training here. So can everybody see my screen okay? Good. Awesome. Okay. So Canva Enterprise. We entered a partnership with Canva back in December officially. We launched it at EXPCon in Miami last October. It went live December 6th. And since then we have over 50% of all agents active in Canva, which is incredible adoption worldwide. Um, we continue to like blow ourselves out of the water every quarter. The metrics of how people are getting into Canva, how people are using it and loving it continue to grow. So it's really been such a great investment for EXP to be providing this to all agents, included in your existing fees. So how to access, you can get to it through your Okta dashboard using your EXP Realty email address. And you all know that within Canva, the beauty of what we provide is templates, brand kits, access to Canva's endless library of templates, which is incredible. And also empowers you to like be the designer of your own brand, right? It's Canva is really our like brand enablement platform because we really believe wholeheartedly that you guys all should be, honing in on your own brand, creating and crafting your own brand, and Canva really empowers you to do that. So we'll do a quick orientation of the platform. We'll go do some hands-on create with me design stuff using some of the templates. I can show you some tips and tricks. I'll walk through some of the new features that have become available in the last few months, and then we can just do open Q&A. If there's anything in there that you want to learn about, like I'm happy to be an open book and help you through that. So, quick overview, from your homepage, you can access all of your personal content. So, Canva is your own personal design platform. It's not shared with anybody until you deliberately share it out with somebody. So, on your homepage, you'll see all of your recent designs. You'll see access on the left-hand side to any of the folders that we on the marketing side have starred for you. So, new templates we're publishing, all of our social media content we put in there, like we batch put it in there every couple of weeks. So if you see something online that you like and you want to lift it and grab it for your own social channels, we are like open source, go for it. Use what you like. And you'll see in there the content that relates to you. So if you're a commercial agent, you'll see commercial content. If you're luxury, you'll see luxury. If you're realty only, you'll see realty. So just a little bit of an orientation there. You can also from this homepage access all the brand materials, some apps, which we'll get into in a second. And then, like I said, any favorited folders that you can also favorite for yourself just to keep yourself organized. And you can now put those into sections. I don't know if you've noticed that, but you can store your starred things into sections, which I have been loving. From your homepage, you can create new designs. You can search your content and Canva's content and manage your account settings. From the projects section, so in this left-hand toolbar from projects is where you're going to see your recent designs. You're going to see anything that's been shared with you, and then you'll also see the brand templates. And I already mentioned this, but designs aren't automatically shared with others. Those are your private designs until you deliberately share it with somebody else. And there's a few different ways to do that. So the first is you can save it to a shared folder. So if you have a team or you have some other agents you collaborate with, you can create a folder that is shared with each other, and anything in that folder will then be available for them to access. You can also decide to share a specific design with somebody individually, if you only wanted them to see that one thing. And then you have options, whether you want them to be an editor, a viewer, or a commenter. So a few different ways to do that. From the project section, you're going to see EXPs folders. So like I said, we're responsible for maintaining all of your brand templates, which means you have access to EXP branded flyers, website templates, postcards, social media content. It's all in there and sorted. And this is something that we are always trying to like add new things to, and also very much welcoming feedback. If there's something that you want to see, let us know, and we will happily be creating that and getting it in there so that you have something to access as a brand template. Designing within EXP's brand. So we know that all of you have your own brands for the most part. You know how to utilize the EXP logo to make sure that you remain compliant. But let's say you're a new agent and you don't really have your established brand yet, or you want to do something in the EXP branding. We do have the ability using the brand kits to do that. So this gives you access to all of EXP's compliant logos and colors and fonts and background imagery, etc., so that you can design within our branding. Even for the One EXP resource groups, if you needed to ever grab a logo for that to stick onto a piece of collateral, it's accessible through there. So you don't have to go hunting through like a link that you got in an email a long time ago that's bookmarked and outdated. It's just rely on Canva for all of your branding things. We keep that up to date. This is just a quick overview of the brand kit as we talked about. So you can see here logos, color palettes, fonts. And I will mention to you guys, when we moved into Canva Enterprise back in December, a big hang up for us and for you guys, like which makes complete sense, is that you can't create your own brand kits. If you were a Canva Pro user before, you would maybe be used to that. You were paying to create your own brand kits, but now that we're in enterprise, we have one ability to create the brand kits, and that's sitting with the corporate side right now. We are working so hard with Canva to try and get private brand kit access for all of you agents. So I hope to have good news in the future. We continue to push. It's moving. We're maybe going to get somewhere. But in the meantime, if that's something that's holding you back and it's making you not as efficient as you want to be, it's like a reason why you haven't moved into enterprise yet, please reach out to me directly. I'm happy to use my creative team to create those for you, give you access. Stacy has done that with us. And Stacy, like it's a quick process for us. We're happy to update and manage whatever you need. So my personal invitation to you, if you want a private brand kit, just let me know. We'll create it for you. This allows you then to go and apply your own logos. So not only can you apply it to our templates that we provide to you, but you can apply it to anything in Canva, whether you're designing from scratch, which truly you should never have to do because there's so many templates to lift from. And then any templates in the library, which there are truly like hundreds of thousands of templates that you can scroll through and find what design and colors and whatever suits your vibe and just customize it to your branding. To do that, when you're designing from any template, you just click on the brand section in the editor and you can select what brand kit you want. So whether it's your personal brand kit that I set up for you or EXP's brand kits, you can go and select that, and that'll give you access then to your logos, your fonts, your colors, everything to drag it over into the design that you're working on. So it's so simple. You never have to like find anything on your desktop and upload it in and stick it there. It's just accessible right within the platform. But then there are the brand templates. So this is where I mentioned anything EXP has designed that you want to lift and leverage. It's all available for you here through the brand templates section. We've got tons of stuff in there, and I'll show you a little bit more when we're in the platform. Within a template, it's going to make sure that you're always ensuring brand consistency from a corporate standpoint. There's going to be some like benefits to having had one of our designers create this, whether it be like elements are grouped together so that things stay nice and tight, or things are locked or unlocked, which for most of our templates, everything is unlocked because we want you to be able to go and be creative. We want you to move things around if it's better for you. But it does just give you a nice starting point to go and have something that looks fresh, is like perfect, pixel perfect, right? You can lift it if you want or change it if you want. It's up to you. And that applies to all of our templates. But like I mentioned, there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of templates. So you can see in this little video, like somebody typed in quirky. They're looking for quirky templates. You're going to find that. If you're looking for a birthday party invitation, you're going to find that. If you're looking for a reel for your new listing that's just dropping, you're going to find tons of those as well. And we'll do some quick searches just so you can see what's available, because if you're feeling like content creation is takes a long time and it slows you down and you can't, it's too much to take on, I promise you that with these templates, you're going to be able to create a beautifully animated reel that's tailored to your listing in like less than 5 minutes and have it published to your social. So it's really not as daunting as it may seem to get into that habit. And all of those templates through Canva are like designer approved, have been created either through Canva or Canva's designer community. And they're just such a great starting point for anything you may need. So quick little tour of the editor. I know you guys have, you're in Canva, so you might know a lot of this already. So we'll whip through it. But some of my favorite functionalities are the magic resize tool. I don't know if you've used this yet, but at least from a corporate marketing standpoint, where we're creating collateral that's blasting across multiple different channels, which means we need a size for LinkedIn and a size for Instagram and a size for, Slack. We have different specs for all of our different needs, and with the magic resize button, it allows us to create one master does creative and then use the resize button to select what other sizes we need. And it does its best at like creating that. And we just have to go in and tweak and adjust. And that has truly saved us hours a day from having to create those from scratch. So if you have a similar use case where you're taking the same thing and you need to apply it to a flyer, a postcard, an Instagram post, and you want them to all look similar and have the same, branding elements, use the resize button, and at least it gets you like 75% of the way there versus having to create them all from scratch. With anything that you're creating and that gets published, so published means it's either published via a public view link, or it's a website that gets published, or it's something that's been shared out, you can view the metrics. So, I mean, you know how important insights are. How are people engaging with your content? Are they looking? What are they looking at? What are they clicking on? You can see that all for your collateral within Canva as well. And you can publish directly to social media from here. So if you wanted to connect your Instagram account directly, you can use the content planner to go and do that and schedule your content out. And use this instead of Hootsuite, you can use this. If you're creating all of your content in Canva, this can become your content calendar and publishing things out. And that's actually something that only just recently has been activated for all of our agents, which we haven't even told people about this yet. It's on my to-dos to publish this out to everyone, but it used to be that you could only schedule one piece of content out at a time or publish something immediately. But now everybody in our agent base has access to like a full content planner. So you can schedule weeks out and do all of your content planning that way. Okay, let's blast through here. Elements. Elements is where you're going to find anything that empowers you to be creative. So if you wanted to, add a little cool squiggle line element, or do something fun with like balloons because you're celebrating, or animated confetti for a social video, you can type truly anything into the element search bar and find it. You can narrow it down by, I removed the slide that I was thinking of. You can narrow it down by adding a plus symbol. So if you wanted to have only look at things that are static graphics or only things that are animated, add a plus symbol in between your search terms and it'll just help to continue narrowing down your filtering. As you can see here, you can find everything from like shapes to graphics to photos to stickers, GIFs, AI images, videos, stock photography, sound clips. Like you can find any of those elements using this element section. And I think this is like what empowers you to be your most creative self, because you're going to start to scroll through that and be like, oh, I could bring in this. Oh, that would be kind of cool. And it just makes it really easy for you. Within Canva, you are empowered to be your own designer in the sense that you can use what's available here, which is thousands and thousands of elements, and never have to create anything with your own vector lines like a typical designer would be. It's all just so many options available in here that you can tweak from. You can upload any asset. So if you did want to have something like from your desktop, maybe your team had a recent event, you want to bring those photos in and drag them over, you can just upload them directly and they will stay in your upload section. So for some folks who haven't taken advantage of the fact that I'll make you your own personal brand kit, this is how you can do your own brand kit. Just upload all your logos, headshots, everything into here, and it'll always be accessible for you to drag and drop over. And then also Canva has like a full image editing suite. So no need for Photoshop anymore. Um, there's filters, there's different effects like shadows, etc. But you can also fully edit. Um, you can fully edit using, oh, again, I removed that slide. Okay. You can fully edit using this adjust section. So like contrast and brights and darknesses and all of that is available to fully edit within here as you would expect in any photo editing suite. One of my favorite things though is background remover, which it's just like a beautiful tool. I don't know if you're all familiar with Photoshop, but you used to have to mask things tediously around, like close cropping with many different points. Canva, you just click on it, you hit background remover, and it does it all for you using AI. We use this all the time for things like headshots where you want to have that nice close crop around the shoulders and the head and maybe overlay it onto an existing image. This is just such a simple way to add like some nice layering effect and get rid of like every photo being in a box. You can do some really beautiful, it just brings it to life, has a bit more dynamic feel. There are also so many other things that I will show you that blow my mind when it comes to like background remover type things, like how you can do a magic eraser. So like this is amazing for images that like have something plugged in the wall and you're like, I hate that that outlet is plugged in that photo. It takes away the beauty. You can just like click it and it'll remove it for you and make it look totally seamless, or scuffs on the wall, keys on the counter. There's like quick and easy ways to just clean up your images. You don't have to have any design background at all. And then of course there's the collaboration features. So like I mentioned, you can share your designs with people or your folders with people and have them collaborate directly in as an editor, commenter, or viewer. But you can also do like back and forth conversations in the comments, which, is such a great way to collaborate and not have information living in multiple different platforms. Just have all your conversations happening here in Canva and then close things out when you're feeling good about it. Apps and integrations. Again, so many different things to explore. So depending on what you guys do in your current workflow, there's probably an app for that connected with Canva. And people are starting, like we're really starting to see that app marketplace grow. For example, with CRM of choice, one of the options right now is Close. Close has a Canva app. So there's a connection happening between the CRM and Canva there. There are, Google Drive, you can do QR codes, you can connect it to Slack, which is, oh my gosh, it's been so amazing to have it connected to Slack because it means that anytime somebody tags you or pings something for you to look at in Canva, it comes into your Slack and shows you exactly what you need to look at. You can click. It's just like that integration's been beautiful. Um, there's also virtual staging apps, which I've just started playing with, and we can look at a little bit together, where you can remove furniture from a room, you can add furniture to a room, and that's just all included. You can always level up if you need more credits, etc., but a lot of that stuff is included for free. But my favorite app, of course, is our EXP listings app. This connects to our MLS. So if you type in your MLS number, it will bring up your listing, and that then allows you to pull any imagery from the MLS listing directly into a template, whether it's an EXP template or just a regular Canva template. It's easy as drag and drop. You can see this here, the flyer is being customized with listing photos just so quickly and easily. All you need to do is go in and like edit the text, and then it's ready to publish. So no need to have things downloaded to your desktop, re-uploaded over here, brought in. And we are dreaming of ways to make this even more automated. So stay tuned for like future iterations of this app because it's only going to get better. Okay, now we're going to jump over into Canva together. But before I do that, does anybody have any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
I have a question.
Please.
I was playing around with it. I think I was using Elements, and I know basics about it. And I think it said this is an upcharge. You're not, you don't have the ability to use whatever I wanted to use. Was I
Mhm.
doing something wrong, or is that a possibility?
With elements, you should not be charged anything.
Maybe it
I'm
was the other
curious to
app.
like yeah, with
It was
some
something.
apps.
Yeah.
I have found with some apps, they give you like 5 credits, and then if you like what you see, you can go and pay more to get more credits. So that could be the case, and that's typical, I think, for a lot of those like third-party apps. Um, but with Elements, like with everything within the actual platform itself that aren't external at all, it's all included. So all of your stock photography, all of your video footage, that's all included, like royalty-free stock footage, etc. No additional charge.
Okay, and that's good to know because I might have been signed into a previous account I had, and maybe I didn't have ability to it, and so I need to make sure I'm signed in the
Yes. Yep, exactly. So if just
internet.
make sure you're logged in with your EXP Realty email address and you'll know when you're in the correct workspace because it'll have a little like blue and purple gradient and this workspace is called EXP Realty Enterprise account.
Okay,
Um, so you'll know. But if you have any issues or you're seeing that, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll help you take a look.
great, thank you.
Yeah, Karen.
Hi, I have a question. How did you access the app for staging our
Yeah,
furniture, virtual
I will show
furniture?
you that in a second. Let me just
Oh,
make an
okay.
and we'll look through that together. Um, it's just a if we'll start, let's go search the app marketplace together. These are the 4 things we're going to go through quickly. We can look at doing a single property website, some social media, a listing presentation, brochures. I have done this presentation for other groups, and we've been able to create all 4 of those materials in like 18 minutes and have them all published and live and like a full campaign for a listing. So we'll go through some of those together today. Let me just share my Canvas screen here. Okay, can everybody see that okay? Great. So I'm in the Canva Enterprise account here, which you can tell by the icon that I have on the bottom. I don't know if you can see this behind my pencil. I'm in the blue and purple EXP workspace. And if you go from the home page, you're going to see all of the things that I've recently accessed. And then you're going to see the starred for team section. So I've done a couple of things to prep for chatting with you all today, which is one, I went and created a folder for listing. This is, I think, the cleanest way to manage how you're going to be creating. If you just have a folder, then any templates that you create, you can immediately move into that folder, keep your elements nice and tight. There's also recently been launched a new functionality, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which allows you to have all of your design sizes and like assets in one file versus multiple files. So today I'm going to kind of show you the old school original way, which is having one file for every asset. But I will also show you that you can create one file that contains all of your assets. And that's something that we're working on currently to give all of you as templates is like suites of different bundles or packages, whatever we want to call them. So I went and created a folder here for a listing that I found this morning. And then I'm going to go over to the eXp Realty brand templates. And this is where we're going to find all these different categories of different collateral. I'm going to start by doing a single property website. So we have one version available here, which looks like this. And you can always preview them if you want to see the different sections of the website. It's kind of funny because it separates it out into pages, whereas you'll see when I use this template, it's a scrollable website with all those sections. But this is something that you can very easily customize, and we'll do that together here. I'm just going to grab my listing number. Okay. So I've grabbed my listing number, and if you've not used the eXp Listings app before, you would want to start by going to this apps marketplace and typing in eXp Listings. And you're going to find us right here at the top. Once you click on that to initiate like the install, I already have it installed in my instance here, but if you're brand new to using it, it'll give you another window and prompt you to install and use it on an existing or in a new design. Choose whatever you like. it will then make it like a sticky app to your left-hand panel here. So this will always be available in your apps once you've installed it for the first time. I will just caution that if you're somebody who uses a lot of apps like I do, I've got Magic Media, Bulk Create, Translate, Captions. Did you know Canva can do captions on your videos and translate the captions? It can. You also have your listings app, just located there always. So I'm gonna paste my MLS number into there, and up pops my listing. And from here, I can simply just start dragging and dropping my photos into the design. If you want to adjust, like this one looked like it was cutting the top off, you can change that. I can start to bring in my other photos here. And pretty quickly, we're getting a nice customized, delete that, a nice customized thing. This one doesn't have the agent photo, but I will say if it's something that's tied to your MLS listing, you may have your photo here. You can drag and drop that in. Otherwise, just use your upload section. I'm going to come here and find, an image of somebody. Here we go. So put yourself in there. There we go. If you wanted to remove background, it's as simple as clicking on that photo, clicking this BG remover, background remover. Maybe you wanted to have it like that instead. Nice close crop. You can add shadows, etc. But then from here, it's super simple to just change out your address. I can't remember what this one was. Let's just call it Smith Street, Sioux Falls. You can change your headline to whatever you want. These are all going to be pre-linked to different sections in the website, so your navigation is fully functional. And then once you've got your price and all that changed out the way that you want, you can grab, I should mention, you can grab the description right here if you want to bring that over. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they need a bit of reformatting, but all your words will be there. This one's a bit long. So I would need to go in here and just reformat my lines. But once that's all in there, it's as simple as publishing the website. So you can choose from any of our pre-loaded website URLs. We've got some like generic EXP ones for you to use. So maybe it's goexp.org/1234 Smith Street. And then you can change any settings. So maybe you wanted to have this be 1234 Smith Street. This is what's going to show up in the tab at the top of your browser. You can add a description. This home is beautiful. Come see it. You guys are the experts. Do you want it to have search engine visibility? Maybe you want to password protect it. It's up to you. We use that for like a staging purposes. We had CRM of Choice live way before you all saw it, and it was because it was password protected. And then you can choose to resize it on mobile, where it'll automatically scale things down to mobile functionality. I will caution that doesn't always look perfect. So sometimes it requires some grouping, and there's lots of tutorials around how to like optimize for mobile using Canva. And you can also modify the social media link preview. So if you're going to be dropping this into Slack chats, this dictates what that thumbnail will look like. But then you can publish it. Once it's published, you are going to have a fully functional website that you can then go and blast all over the place. You can create QR codes. So here we go. We've got our nice published website at goexp.org/1234 Smith Street. It's all fully functional here. I had the navigation turned on, but you can turn that off just to not duplicate since we've got that built right in. And that's so easy, like to just quickly customize, publish a site. And I will click back over here just to show you how many templates are available. So that's EXP's brand template. But if I was to say real estate plus website, and you can also find drill down with the category here, that sometimes helps too. Look at all of these websites. Like this is a template that you could use and see all the different pages. It's got the animation built right into it, really like elevated, lovely. Go find any template that you like and customize it to your colors, put your logo on it, put the EXP logo on it, and then publish it the same way. But you always have somewhere to start from. So you're never starting from nothing. You just leverage what's here. That's the beauty of Canva. So just a quick tip that like there are thousands of options. See all these real estate websites. Okay, back over to this. So I said I was going to put this to a folder. So you can do that by check marking your recent design, move to a folder down here, and I'm going to stick it there. And now that's just nice and tidy in my folder here. But because now I know this URL, I am going to do a new piece of collateral. So I'm going to go back into my brand templates. I'm going to pick a postcard because let's do a open house postcard, a little one. Okay. So now I've got this. I'm going to quickly zip this QR code to be reflecting my website I just published. And again, if you don't have the app installed already, you can go to the app section and type in QR code. There are lots of different examples or ways to get a QR code depending on what like look and feel of a QR code you like. I'm just going to use this basic one here. I'm going to put in my new website URL and it's going to generate my QR code. So if you've got your phone, you could scan that. It will take you to that website we just built. And then I'm going to come back to my EXP listings app. I'm going to grab my listing number again. And I'm going to put it here, grab my photo, drag it in here, adjust my details, and then all of a sudden you can do the back as well. So I'll do a couple more pictures here. And then we've got our postcard. From here, you can also go and print it. So if you want to print and ship that directly to your house, Canva's partnered up with FedEx and Staples across North America. So you could choose, what size you want, what type of paper, what finish, rounded corners, square corners, how many, do you need envelopes, and print and ship. You can go pick it up. They can mail it right to you, but that's all available right within the platform as well. If you have a printer, like your local printer you love and have been using forever, you can just download the files. So it'll tell you what the suggested format is. But if you wanted to do like a print file, for example, you can choose that. Does your printer need crop marks and bleed? What do you need here? And you can just download that and send it off to your printer and it will take care of it. So really quickly, you can make a postcard. And again, using the template section, you can create tons of different kinds of postcards. So if I was to do real estate plus postcard, here are tons of different options of postcards you can utilize. Maybe this suits your brand and you just need to swap out a color. You can just click customize this template, use the app just like we talked about for your listing, pull it in, print it, done. So quick. Any questions on those two pieces that I've just showed you?
I have one, Lynn. So
Yeah.
we don't actually have to even buy a custom URL. You can just go and use the ones that are there.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we are very happy to offer that. I wish everybody could have your own private, like your stacypeterson.com/1234 Smith Falls, but we'll cross that bridge. I'm working on it. Okay, let me show you. So you asked about the ability to pull in the staging. So let's just play around up here for a second. If I bring in this nice empty room, there is an app that I found called Stage by Agent 99. So some Canva creator has gone and created this app. I'm going to click on this empty room photo and you can see the options available. So do you want a blue sky replacement? Do you want a grass replacement? Do you want to remove the furniture, do enhancement, transform a sketch, upscale it, or do virtual staging? So let's say we're doing virtual staging. This is, let's say, a living room. We want it to be, I don't know, Scandinavian. We'll see how that looks with this architecture, but okay. Enhance the image. and it uses its AI. Takes a second, but it is pretty impressive. And this is one where you get 5 credits before they ask you to level up and pay for more. But if you like those 5, which I played around with it a little bit, and I've been like, wow, that's pretty convincing. So to have that available right within the platform is nice to not have to bring your images right over. Okay, so there we go. It like did a pretty good job. Can you guys see that? So that's pretty impressive. That to be happening right within Canva using AI, like I was amazed by that.
That's
And it really has me questioning, like what is real anymore online? But quite beautiful and easy way to do that. So you can imagine how quick that could be if you just needed to like whip something together. It's all available in the platform. And I would
Lynn,
encourage you, yeah, go ahead. Question?
yes. Can you like download that on your computer, then enter that photo in the MLS? So you don't have
Um,
to,
I'm not sure. Let me see. I think you could do that if you were to do it in its own design. So, for example, if I was to create a new design, I'm just going to do it in like a presentation size. Let's troubleshoot here.
because
And
people pay for
yeah,
staging apps and just use this one.
yep, just use this one. So here I just grabbed it from my images. Maybe can I download it right from here? Yeah, you can. You can. So it'll go into your upload section. And you can just click on the little 3 dots to download that, and that'll download it to your computer. So you can use it wherever.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, that's a really pretty living room, isn't it? Okay. Let's chat through what else do we want to look at here? Listing presentation brochures, social media. Does anybody have any questions that we want to go through together or things you wanted to create? Or things that you wish you could do, but you're not sure how to do. This is a good time because we've got a small group. We can be a little bit more flexible. Any questions?
Yeah, I had a quick question.
Yeah.
It's not on the use of this, but it's around, is there an easy way to transfer designs from a prior Canva account to
Yes.
the enterprise one?
Yes, there is. Great question. So the best way to figure out how to do that is to go to our toolkit. So exptoolkit.com/Canva. And there are some step-by-step instructions. If you scroll down a little bit, copying designs from one account to another. If you already had a Canva account with a non-EXP email address, these are the steps you want to take. You basically are going to take your projects and share them with yourself, your EXP self. Or if you had an EXP email address already set up, you could go and share it directly with that team as well. So yes, it's quite simple to do that. I would recommend if you have lots of designs that are not in an existing folder structure to take like the 10 minutes up front to just put everything into a folder and then move the folder. Otherwise, it will ask you to move every single design. So
So,
do that cleanup first.
so if that prior account goes away, will those designs still be in my enterprise account?
Yes. And I would actually recommend like don't delete them out of your personal account. You can downgrade your personal account if you pay for Pro currently to a free account and keep all your designs in there. So if there's something you created a couple of years ago that you might want to access one day, but you haven't in a long time, you can always go back to your personal free account and grab those and bring them over. But for taking advantage of all the things that are available to you in Enterprise, I would just bring over your priority items and start creating from there.
Okay,
Yeah,
thanks.
you're welcome. This toolkit, by the way, we keep it up to date as much as we can, offering new trainings. Wendy spoke at Canva Create recently, so if you wanted to watch her talk, we're linking that there. We've got new features linked here. So just kind of keep an eye on this. Every so often, we're updating with new functionality that you should be aware of. I'm gonna pop back over here to my,
Oh, I had a question.
oh,
You had
please.
mentioned earlier that translating or something in a video or
Yeah.
putting, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to see? Okay, let's create one together. So if I had, actually, let me show you this. It's kind of funny. In my upload section, I just saw that. I'm going to create a new video, a mobile video. And I want to look at my uploads in my videos. These are videos that I create. Oh, those aren't going to be good examples because there's no talking. Actually, okay, I'm part of the Women's Impact Network. So I did this video for our chair, Jill Liebernight, who interviewed somebody at EXPCon Barcelona, and I wanted to add captions to that. So I've got my video in here. This is just like from Jill's phone that she brought over. And when you go to translate, so you can right click and you can either do show view only captions, which are going to give you your captions directly in the platform here. Give it a second. It's just generating. This is a longer video, so it might take a sec. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do a different approach. Oh yeah, so you can see actually they're here now. As I scroll through, my captions are showing. But my preferred approach, rather than the view only ones, is to do actual captions using this functionality here. So again, through apps, if you click or if you type in translate, it's this first one here, and you can translate to other languages. Oh, did I say translate? I meant to type in captions. Okay, one thing at a time. You can do both, which is amazing. Captions. I'm gonna say yes, translate this video. It's got mine selected. I'm gonna generate the captions here using AI. And now that's got my captions in place where you can come in here and edit. If there's a typo or you wanted to like correct grammar, you can go and edit that. But what I was gonna show you as well is that you can translate the captions. So if I wanted to translate this to French for my Canadians, I'm Canadian, so these are for my French Canadians. I'm going to translate those here. And now my captions are in French. And that, as you can imagine, I did a separate video back to back. So is amazing for our global reach. Like imagine that on your website. If you want to be hitting up your global partners, speak to them in the language that they are. And that was so easy, as you can see. So we really have no excuse not to be providing everything to you in every language. And you have no excuse to not, take advantage of those amazing things at your fingertips included in Canva. Like that is not an additional fee, that is included. So super simple, click of a button. Any other questions on that? Or other things you wanted to take a look at?
I have a question just in case you say goodbye and I don't get to ask it.
Go ahead.
You're covering so much. And if we would want to take, watch videos on how to use Canva, is it best go to YouTube or does EXP have a library that we go
Yeah,
to?
great question. YouTube is an incredible resource because Canva is so widely adopted. You're going to find tutorials from like influencers, like it's just a widely adopted tool. But Canva does have its own design school where they have courses you can take, they have videos, lessons, like cheat sheets, activities to help you learn. So I would start here because this will always be up to date with what their platform is, how it's evolving. But yes, YouTube is an incredible resource. Even ChatGPT, I use ChatGPT. If there's like something I want to figure out how to do, but I don't know how to do it, I'll just ask them to give me step-by-step instructions on how to do a certain thing, and it knows the platform really well. Related to ChatGPT, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Canva just released the ChatGPT integration for deep research with Canva, which means that you can connect your ChatGPT to your Canva, and using the deep research functionality in your little toolbar, it can search your Canva database. So for example, the way that we're using it, for some ways that we're using it, is I can say, show me all of the social reels that I've created in the last 6 months and look at the insights and tell me what's performing well and what's not performing well. Like, what should I do more of? And so it can look at all my designs and say, oh, the ones that used the blue button were more, had higher views than the ones that had the gray button. You should use more blue buttons. And like it can analyze those things for you. So like get creative with how you use that because that's like it's a game changing strategist, really. to analyze your Canva designs. It just released last week or the week before, but it's been really cool to play with and see all the things that are all of the trends that maybe you would miss.
How do you do that?
Yeah, let me see if I can show you in my chat GPT. If I do a new chat, it's here in this tools. So to run deep research, you can connect your Canva source. And then I could ask it, let me see, think of something I can ask it. You know, how many designs are using the EXP commercial logo? And this maybe we're having a rebrand. Maybe you need to find all the designs that had a certain element. Oh, I meant to say use. And it takes a little bit of time, so we might have to come back to see the results, but it's currently looking at my Canva for all the designs in my platform that have the commercial logo, and it's gonna like give me probably links to all of those different designs, tell me how many, tell me what they're called, and then that's my list to go and be like, okay, I gotta switch all these ones out. Which is just like, I don't know. I'm only at the tip of the iceberg for what's possible using this functionality, but I know that it's going to be so incredible. Yeah, that's how you do it.
I have a
Okay.
question for you, Lynn, too. When you were creating the single property website, so
Yep.
I go into my EXP and I click, or when I go into Canva, excuse me, and then I click EXP listings and it says use existing or in new. And so if
Yep.
I use existing, right, because I want to
Yep.
use the brand template, when I click single property website, it says this folder is empty.
Yes. So this is a glitch. This is
Okay,
a glitch that I'm aware of. It needs you to create a copy from the brand template first because it
got it.
doesn't see that as being like an actual design. So
Okay.
if you were to go create your copy first and then use the app and pick your copy you just made, it'll be fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
I saw it in newsletters too. So it's like, do that same thing if
Same
it's
thing.
for some reason.
Exactly. Because it doesn't actually see it as a design until you've like said, use this template.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay, I want to take some time if I can find my deck. Oh no, where did they all go? Okay, hold on. I got to go back and find my deck and then we can talk about the new features. Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop sharing so I don't embarrass myself here. Okay. Okay, we're back. So some of the new functionality that Canva has recently released is really like next level. They had their big event, Canva Create Uncharted, back in April. I had the opportunity to go. It was so great. We had some really great brainstorming sessions with the Canva team on the evolution of real estate specifically within Canva, and we are very excited to be partnering with them on some very cool things that are, coming soon. But the things that they announced are Visual Suite 2.0. So this is where I talked about rather than having a separate design file for all of your different materials, you can now have them all in one file. So if we rewatch this video, you can see there's a doc, there's a sheet, like a Google sheet, but it's a Canva sheet. There's your whiteboard where you can do mood boards and storyboards. There's your social media graphics, and it's all along the bottom in one file. So if you wanted to have one file per listing or one file per event or whatever, this is such a incredible way to see all of your collateral in one location versus having them separate in a folder. And this is something that's like never been done in the design world, and it makes so much sense for collaboration, for sharing, for just like keeping all of your stuff in one place. It's been a game changer, I know, for us on the marketing side to like just if for collaboration, it's just like everybody has all their stuff in one place. You can quickly access it. There's no sharing issues where you're having to request access. So that is amazing. Visual Suite 2.0. The next is Sheets. So like Google Sheets, but a lot prettier. It's paired up with data visualizations. So you can take any data that's within the sheet and quickly and easily create beautiful animated visualizations. So, we're thinking about this for any metrics you have, for anything that, requires numbers or you want to show growth over time. There's so many different visualization types to choose from. And because Canva is Canva, they do it in a beautifully designed way that really brings your data to life with storytelling. So take advantage of that. We're also using the sheets to do bulk create. So I can't remember if I have this in here. No. With sheets, and this is maybe something I'll send a link, Stacy, for you to circulate, but there's the ability to go and create multiple assets based on data in your sheet. So if you wanted to have one template, you wanted to create, let's say, birthday posts for your whole team. Okay, you have 100 people on your team. And it would be tedious to go through and change every one, to swap in the headshot, change the name, change, their birthday or whatever you're changing in there. It'd be tedious to do that 100 times. You could power it though with a sheet where you just go into the sheet and switch all the names out, drop in all of their headshots, connect it to your template. You have to map the fields. So like first name would go to the first name field, last name with last name, image with the headshot, and then you hit go and it creates all your assets. So that's a game changer for creating content at scale. And something that we are like having so much fun with to figure out how we can, personalize our content and just like create a ton of it with very little effort. Canva AI continues to evolve. It's like getting better, I swear, every week with Canva. But you can, ask it to create a design. You can ask it to create templates. It'll use it, use your prompts to go and create whatever, and then you can apply your brand kit. So colors, etc. And then you can go and edit it and tweak anything you want. So it's a fun way. Like I said, you never have to design from scratch. This is like the new age designing from scratch. You give it a prompt and then it'll create it for you, but you don't actually have to do any of the design work yourself. There's also Canva Code. So this is to get like your automated apps, calculators, anything interactive you can dream up, little websites even you could do, or like really like widgets or elements to your website. This is a cool way to get there. We've been using, this is like vibe coding. I don't know if you guys are hearing about this. It's all the rage. Glenn is obsessed with vibe coding. We're all about it here at EXP, and it's all just coding through prompts, right? You don't need to be a developer. You don't need to be a coder. You just have to know, you have to have good ideas and prompt them and use that to continue to power your ideas further. So we're using this a lot for prototyping. If we have an idea of something we want to build for real, we can quickly go into Canva Code or something like Lovable and prompt to get to a point where we like have the vision is now functioning, and then take it to the next step and like actually develop it and connect it to a database and push it on the web. Really cool way to like, well, I don't know. I don't know if you guys can relate, but with AI, I feel like my skill set has like expanded way beyond what I had a year ago. Just because it's like now accessible, right? I'm a developer all of a sudden. I'm a video creator, like a filmmaker, with VO3. So this is VO3. They just released this partnership. It's Google's like filmmaking AI software that can do video and sound from a prompt, and that's now also available in Canva. You get 5 videos per month, I think, at this point anyways. But as you see in this little clip here, like you use a prompt, you tell it to create a video for you, it creates it, and you can use prompts to kind of like edit it until you get it to a point where you want, bring it into the editor, and then you have AI video at full, it's like full production level video. It's quite amazing, if anything, to just play around with because it's mind-blowing. And that kind of wraps what I was going to share with you all today. Thanks for spending the hour with me. Are there any other questions?
That was awesome, Lynn. Thank you so much. I thought I knew Canva pretty well, and I learned a lot. So thank you for showing us those like tips and tricks, and even just, kind of laying out the things that we can do is so helpful, because I think all of us are, wanting to make everything easier, right? Because we're juggling so many things. So to have all these things available, but if you want to be more creative, you can. And the fact that EXP provides it to us and that you took the time to do the training is just amazing.
Sure.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much for having me. If there's anything you need further with Canva or ideas, I'm available on Slack. Feel free to reach out to me directly. Yeah, we're always here to take feedback and ideas to help and make the platform better for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thank
Lynn.
you.
Thanks
Okay, take
everybody
care,
for
everyone.
coming. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day. Bye.